Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we return with more iRacing. Week 3 has now commenced on the platform and we're here at Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. Yes, Formula 4 Monza. This was a brilliant race. I remember doing it last season. Not much better than Imola went last season, but fingers crossed we can keep it clean and tidy today, you know, try and get another good race on the books, of course. If you missed out on the VRS race from Brands Hatch that went live yesterday, would highly recommend going back and checking it out. But yeah, let's get into this thing, and yeah, make sure you get yourself subscribed for more.
B6, your lap time was at 1:54.0. New fastest lap for Obendorfer, 1:52.7.
Well, there we go then, up over the line. That's going to be a 1:53.5. Felt like a pretty decent lap. I've got no idea how Sebastian at the front has found another 0.8 of a second over that. But a couple of drivers into the 52s. But again, it's Monza in lower powered Formula cars. It's just going to be a fight for slipstream. Right, well, we are going to be starting from P6 then, ready for this race. We've got a Vodafone McLaren alongside us, so this is probably going to get quite interesting. We've just got to try and survive. I think that's the key at Monza in these lower-powered Formula cars. The racing can be quite chaotic, so we'll see what happens. Right, let's do this thing.
24 Celsius.
Formula 4 fix, week 3 from Monza.
Be ready. Green, green.
Lights out, and away we go. Pretty decent start by the looks of it as we head down in towards turn 1, but I think the goal is just going to be try and hug the inside in towards that first corner there. I mean,
on your left.
The incident can be anywhere in
Still
towards
there.
the first turn, but as long as we're all fairly sensible,
Hold your line.
which looks like up towards the front of the field
Still
we are
there.
going to be. Still got to go on my inside on the exit of
Hold your
turn
line.
1, but as long as we can keep the nose there. Of course, yeah, these
Still
cars, everyone will be trying to get the shortest run through Curva
Hold your
Grande.
line.
It just makes such a big difference, so we should be able to hang on then. You
clear
can
left.
see immediately the effect it has there. Dimitri not able to do anything, but to be honest, he's actually able to hook it up quite nicely around the outside of me through that first corner there, as you can already see cars weaving around just in the slipstream. Just got to take it nice, easy. Of course, cold tyres, everything like that lap one there. I could feel the car trying to rotate around through the first part of the second chicane, but we keep it snug as already. Look at the front three, just nose to tail. I mean, the slipstream in these cars is about a second, so we need to try and make sure that we hang quite closer, and already you can see ever so slightly losing touch, but I mean, they're side by side as they head down in towards Ascari. They're almost 3 wide very briefly as we head into Ascari, but we are already losing the slipstream effect as we head in towards the chicane. We have to nail this. Oh, a bit cautious on the way in there, but it'll set us up for a nice run off the turn. As you can already see, our leader been able to break away ever so slightly. That might have been Sebastian, number 13 on iRacing ranks, so he's, yeah, doing very, very well for himself if he's able to walk away with the dub. But you can just see there, luckily, got a nice run through Ascari that should be able to stay in the slipstream of the cars in front, but the battles early on are so pivotal, and how they can affect things later on in the afternoon. You can see one of the red cars up the road there really getting very ragged. They've definitely picked up a 1X, but still everyone, I mean, look at this. At the end of lap 1, everyone fighting like it's a dash to the flag. There's a long way to go, boys. 20 minutes worth of racing there, 3 wide. As we head back down towards turn 1, guy in front of me just doesn't want to get involved in it, and to be honest, neither do I. As we head in towards the first corner there, we'll show the nose on the 3 car, but the way these guys are battling up the road, it might just be worth kind of sit back and wait for the carnage to unfold there, as it is here Sebastian who led the way at the end of lap 1 then, so he certainly is just going to try and bolt as early as possible here. He already had the 1 second. Someone just on... Oi! That's looking still incredibly aggressive as we head down in towards the second chicane there. Oh, that's so close. How have they not had contact just yet? As now Dimitri going to try and get a run on me. They're still all over the road with each other. As here comes Dimitri then. He will luckily back out of it. I mean, yeah, Dimitri, Geordie and I probably are just looking at this going, there's going to be a crash. We may as well just be there to pick up the pieces. Oh, Geordie earlier on the brakes than I was expecting through the second Lesmo. Of course, still in a hunt for SR at the moment, as too sure why Dimitri's dropped off the back so badly, but Alexei there just putting a message into the race chat. Perhaps some of the aggression not well received by the cars in front. I mean, it looked like from my vantage point they were all sort of given as good as they were getting, but yeah, you never know. It can be quite confusing, especially when 2 of them have got the same colour car there. But Dimitri now just slowly once again starting to slip out of the slipstream range there. The gap goes back up to a second as Alexei and Giovanni still have not finished disputing that final place on the podium very early on. Of course, still is already 2 laps done here from F4. But yeah, this one I don't think is going to calm down anytime soon, as we're now trying to potentially get a run on Geordie. So we head back down in towards the first corner. You can see already down into the mid-54s. Are we going to be able to get a run on Geordie in towards the first turn there? Top speeds at 150 miles an hour. Not bad for what is basically just an oversized go-kart, but Geordie there brave on the brakes. I'm not going to be really aggressive. You know, I'm not desperate to try and get the car to the inside of him. Still very early doors in this race, but we have survived the start. But we'll wait and see there, as it looks like Marty might just have taken a bit of time out of Sebastian as well, so maybe this gaggle of cars at the front, this battle certainly is far from over. It does definitely appear that it is Giovanni being the aggressive one in all of this. He's already apologised once. He's been very aggressive with his squeezing of other cars there, as maybe he's just trying to hang on to the positions as we now get a good run on Geordie off of Ascari there. We'll peel to the left-hand side of him, but again, he's actually rocking a HRT livery. That is quite cool to see there, as Giovanni again apologising. Marty clearly not happy with him, but again, you know, I think Geordie and I are both trying to be pretty sensible early on, as now Victor brings himself into the fray as we come towards the end of lap 3, but are we going to see another Giovanni finest as we head on to lap 4? It's getting still just tucked up into slipstream. I mean, these cars have only got like 180 brake horsepower, but of course they weigh so little. They're still absolute pocket rockets. So we head back down in towards the first corner. They're pretty much on the red line, 6th gear. Whoa, that's looking again quite aggressive up the road. Again, Geordie just a little bit braver on the brakes than myself. As well, we actually get tagged from behind. That's a bit annoying. So that's a 4X for something I didn't even feel. I only just saw it flash up at the top of my screen. And of course, we all know D-licence. Contact instant points like that really do hamper your SR result. Now we're going to be able to put a car between myself and Victor. I'll have a look to the inside of Geordie in towards the chicane. Again, just cover it off there. He is very confident on his brakes. And like I said, you know, it is very early doors still. We will get a good run off the chicane though. But again, we'll just slot in behind him. You know, I don't think, you know, Geordie, you know, you don't always just want to be an instigator of aggression in these races, especially with the way this pack can be. You know, having a friend on your side is actually probably quite handy, as we might be able to get a good run though down in towards Ascari. Are we going to see Geordie this time around go a bit defensive, or are we going to be able to get the run to the inside? Looks like the cars in front have just been able to get away slightly. Again though, we're off the line, and I'm not confident into Ascari, so we will slot back in once more there, but yeah, it certainly does look now like the three in front just now starting to break free slightly. I always knew Geordie and I, our pace wasn't quite going to be the same. There's Victor setting fastest lap of the day, but we'll again have a look to the inside this time round in towards Parabolica.
Still there.
Let me push. Geordie, I just don't believe you've got the pace, mate. I'm sorry. As Victor's going to get through as well. Yeah, it is difficult, of course, because we've got, you know, we have got to try and work together as best as possible, but sometimes you've just got to go for it. As you can see again, almost 3 wide as they head back down towards turn 1. I mean, look at that, they're all over the white line. Geordie, not a fan. As, yep, still more criticism towards Giovanni, but if we can get a good run through the first chicane, we can potentially get ourselves back within the range. So you can just see, oh, there we go. There we go. I'll have 2 freebies, thank you very much. As Alexi will make it through, and we all knew that was going to happen at some point, but yeah, there we go. People are not happy with each other. It's a good day for Formula 4 racing, isn't it? And now we are on the podium places. We could still try and get Alexi. As you can see now, getting a good run on Alexi out of the final corner. Or to the outside. I'm not going to try and again integrate too much aggression. We might be able to get clean around him as we head back down towards turn 1. The slipstream, of course, very, very powerful, as we all know, but up into P2 then of this race. Alexi just tried to sort of sit half alongside me there, didn't really want to commit to a move. And now we're just going to hug the apex through a curve around there again. And he's really trying to pinch me.
Clear left, halfway home, fuel's good, 10 minutes to go, that's 10 minutes left.
Really trying to pinch. Is he going to try and look at the inside in towards the next turn? Yes, he is.
Hold your line.
You know what, we'll let him have it again. So there's big battles going on behind us as well still. That is Geordie and Victor still going for it, so perhaps we just need to try and work with Alexi. So, I mean, yeah, this is the thing, of course, Monza. Fine margins, I've almost Lewis Hamiltoned it. Oh, got very, very lucky there to keep it out of the sandpit as Alexi behind me again runs a bit wide. Sorry, Victor even, I should say. That was very, very scary though for a brief moment. So easy to make that mistake, as you can see now. Alexi worried about the slipstream, you know, he wants to try and break that toe as best as possible, but we've still got Victor leaning all over the back of me as we almost roll the car over the sausage curb. So we did clip it with the rear tyres, but luckily the front's able to just hang on the inside of him, otherwise that would have thrown the car up towards the sky, down in towards the final couple of turns. And it is fine margins here at the Temple of Speed as always, but we've just got to be patient with it. So we might be able to get a run back out of this final corner. Again, are we going to see Alexi try to defend? Are we going to be able to get enough speed on him to try and commit around the outside? We know he is quicker than me, so we have just got to try and play a sensible game. So you see, we'll get as big a slipstream as we possibly can there, peel to the outside at the very last moment, and try and launch back round him, as we will be clean ahead again.
On your right.
Just going to have a look to the inside.
I think P2's binned it in. Very right side.
That was very, very scary, as Victor there makes the move work. Alexi, I don't know whether he's got a slowdown off it as well, but he was way too committed into the corner. And come on, pick a line, mate. I think he's frustrated that he made that mistake.
Still there. Right side's clear.
So we'll give him room on the outside. You know, we are trying to be respectful with these other cars, but we've got to try and now hang with Victor, who I don't think is as quick generally. But yeah, I mean, the aggression is really coming out here between a lot of cars, and we're just trying to avoid things as best as possible. You know, I don't want to instigate fights or anything like that particularly, but we've just got to be strategic still. So again, it really doesn't take long before you're all over the back of the car in front once more this time around. Now we get a look at Victor's Red Bull liveried cars. I mean, Sebastian at the front, he's not had a bad run at this, has he? Just led from the start, had a bit of a battle early on in the race, but to the outside then of Victor.
Still there.
So we head back down in towards turn 1.
He's still there.
Should be able to pull completely past him. As are we going to see Alexi try and go for it as well? We'll give Victor the slipstream, but we've got to be really, really careful of Alexi again trying to go for something aggressive.
On your right.
Will go for it. Oh, I've just got to back out. I'm not convinced he was going to give me any space off the turn, and Victor will get me back as well. Tempted just to try and sit back and let these two battle. Probably got 3 more laps to go here after this one. But it is certainly still heating up as Victor, I'm trying to avoid the slipstream. I do not want to go for a move, mate. So we'll just make it very, very clear early enough. Let those two battle. I've just done that really badly though, because now Victor's got out of the 1 second zone. Alexi is just starting to drag him along, so unless they do really start to battle it out, that might have been a bit of a mistake on my end. We are still getting a faint slipstream, but 5 minutes left, 3 more laps like I said. We've just got to push like crazy to try and hang close to these two and pray that the right things start to happen for me. Oh, look at this side by side for Scari. Victor's made it through and we are now well and truly back with these two cars, but again I don't think I really want to try and get too involved still. Better off just letting them battle and hopefully trying to capitalise. Actually might be able to get a good run out of the final turn on them both here. As you can see, I don't think anyone really wants to be the car in front. Just see if we can try and get a really nice tidy run out of the final corner. The answer is no, they're nowhere near the apex off the turn, but they are still going to be side by side, so we might be able to enjoy a double slipstream. So we head back down towards turn 1. We'll tuck in behind Alexi, but look at the speed! 3 wide as we head over the start-finish line then. Back down towards turn 1 here at Monza, and we're past 1. And we're past 2 as we head in towards the first turn. We're going to sit defensive. Alexi's going to try it around the outside.
Still there.
And he'll hang the nose there. We will be able to get the rod off the turn though. And look at this for brilliantly close battling. As Victor there now going to try and muscle his way in. I don't know who to give the slipstream to. Well, I've just got to hope that they battle in towards the second chicane there. In fact, I might actually try and give it a bit more to Alexi, but Victor's got a pretty good run actually. So we head up in towards the next chicane. And if they go side by side through here, this might be a golden opportunity for us to try and break free. Yes, it is. Come on, now we've got to push. We've got just over a lap to go after this one, and have we just tried to time that to perfection here as we chuck it in through the first Lesmo. Just got to make sure we get a tidy run through the second as well, which we've done it. And now the gap opens up to 1.5 seconds, and that's how you take 2 places and lose as little time for yourself as you can against, let's be fair, 2 drivers that are probably quicker than me. Final lap then here from Monza, and you can see instantly Alexi and Victor 2 seconds back. So as long as we don't do anything stupid on this final lap, it's not even like we need to take big risks to keep the gap where it is. We literally just jumped them both in one go and tried to run away as best as possible. I mean, Alexi a 52.8, so a very, very quick lap time. But yeah, just like I said, don't take any big risks. Sebastian at the front of the field probably won't have seen everything going on behind him, but it has been a chaotic 20-minute race here from the Temple of Speed, as you would expect. I mean, there's just... I think this is sadly the problem, of course, sometimes you get on iRacing, and it's, you know, sadly also a very common thing in real motorsport as well nowadays, is because, of course, the safety has improved so much. Of course, in sim racing, there's no real consequences for your actions, apart from a few digital numbers on a screen maybe going down. Of course, people just take big, stupid risks, because if they pull it off, great. If they don't, there's another race in an hour. So, you know, it is sometimes a bit of a shame that that's the way it works. You know, it is meant to be a game at the end of the day. You know, it is still meant to be good fun. But when you sort of see people going for ridiculously brave moves or, you know, moving around in the braking zones, things like that, it can get a bit frustrating on occasion. You know, and sometimes, you know, we all do make mistakes. You know, that is completely a given as well. But it certainly does feel like sim racing is just so aggressive sometimes. And you're kind of there, like, I mean, today it's been a good example. And I'd like to say, to be honest, I've been probably one of the least aggressive cars, at least out of the ones we battled with, but it's paid off for me. We're going to be P2 at the end of this one, and a result I never would have expected. Going to be close to 100 iRating gained as long as we bring it through the Parabolica all clean and tidy there. It was a pretty, I mean, it's you're fairly confident saying about yourself, but I will say that was a pretty high IQ move as well. Just bided our time, got through them both, and then let them battle each other out of the final corner. 6th to 2nd, we survived Monza. Only one 4X as well there, plus one off track. Yeah, we got a bit unlucky that it was a 4X as well, but absolutely I will take that result. Very, very happy with that. Let's go have a look at those final results. Well, there we go then, having a look at our final race result there. P2 from P6 on the grid, but Victor 16th to 4th there is kind of incredible around this Monza circuit. But yeah, despite only 5 instant points, sadly, it is going to be minus 0.07 SR. That goes to show just how badly the 4Xs really do damage you in these sorts of races. But 84 I rating, 2253. We've got to be pretty close to the highest I rating I've ever been, you know. Secretly to myself, by the end of 2023, I'd like to push up towards 3K, but of course, you know, I don't really use the iRacing system. I like a lot of the people, you know, I just do the races I find fun and try to enjoy it as well there. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we will be back very, very soon with more iRacing content.